And we are live. NashvilleLou live, back on the air. Meta Battler. October 25th, 2024. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. I like the load screen, not the load screen, but the opening screen you have with Meta Battler. We have 4 people in right now for the first Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast. I'll get in as well to get us to 5. When we get to 10 fairly early, then we'll run an early Twitchy Tides game. And to get in, it's very easy. Just type !play in chat. We've got hello, Bo Reddington, Zarveen, Notorious Ninja, Jamie Penguins, Zach Bonifer. I'm in there with my Soul the Catfish, the rare, that white with the yellow. It really stands out when I'm trying to, at a glance, find my fish on a screen. There are so many people that are starting to learn. When you play Twitchy Tides and you stream with it, you get more viewers that way because Twitchy Tides is a draw. People love this game, and word is spreading about it. Anyway, so we're at 6 now. If we get to 10 fairly early, we'll go ahead and get that going with the first Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast, but we'll wait for that to get set up and all. We'll go to Meta Battler. So it's !play to get in for the first Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast. Quick overview here of my deck. A little bit of pruning's not necessarily the word, but I've cut back on some of the... it's a fun novelty to have unopened packs in-game. And I've got a reward pack still in the mix, but I'm starting to bring in some other stuff. I've got my new NashvilleLou Live promotional item. I found that, and this was just by chance, but the width that I had for a couple of my relatively recent promotional items, I haven't designed that much in a while. Been waiting for the right time, right opportunity. So anyway, so I had some fun with this. But anyway, 500 by 600 pixels. Fits it quite nicely in. If you're trying to design some things for Meta Battler that you want to use in-game, that dimension will set you up pretty nicely, and then enough room for the top and bottom to not cover any important information. So anyway, that's what that's about. And so I ended up opening a couple of the packs, actually all of them but one. So I have the number 30, 23 still in there. So I at least got one, but I want to get the rest of them open, get them into the mix, get them synced up and all that. Actually, I don't know if I've done the syncing yet, so let's see. I may have. Actually, I think I may have. Hello, Kyung Wei. Greetings and welcome. NashvilleLou Live. When we get to 10 people in for Twitchy Tides, we'll have the first game of the broadcast. There gets a Warsake and Foil Prime card and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. You can use that in Meta Battler. Let me show you what I'm talking about with that. It's towers. There's 5 different towers as of now. Alien Worlds. We'll get to Alien Worlds as far as the special co-promotional, the Alien Hunter event. So every hour, there's 5 of those Alien Hunter packs being given out to people, and you have a better chance of winning for a given hour the more you've played. So like, I haven't played any here in Hall of Heroes. If I can get all 5 levels, I'll be in a pretty decent spot probably as far as getting packs. And I mentioned this in particular because I'm happy. I won during the day today, earlier yesterday. It all runs together, the yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But I ended up with 2 Alien Hunter packs, open them both, and they both had legendary cards inside, so quite happy about that. And one of them will get to the mix, into the mix here fairly soon with that Ace deck of mine. So it's actually slightly weaker, my deck is, compared to maybe earlier today, but that's because I opened a couple of those packs. You're able to get the MVP that's infused out of there and then put them towards other things, so. And my... Can't really see it with the overlay there, but even with that, you can't see it. That's what it looks like when I don't have the window up there. It's nothing too glamorous. Anyway, it says 93, and I'm going to start tearing my overlay apart to show you. But the point being is I'm up to a level 93. Got quite a bit of a grind. We got up to 8 people now. Hello, One Mata. Greetings and welcome. NashvilleLou Live. When we get to 10 for this first Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast, we'll get that started. We're at 8 right now. You can get in with exclamation point play. Just type that in chat. Exclamation mark play get you in. For Twitchy Tides, you need 10 players for it to count in the official tally. And what a great job that Pop Paragon has done. I know Slick has done a lot as well. They've built something that Wax Gaming needed desperately. And it's been such a wonderful bridge between the world of Twitch and live streaming and broadcasting, and then the world of Wax Gaming and this wonderful place where you actually own the digital items that you buy. This isn't like some sort of mobile game where you get this, you put real money in that you can never get back out. You can't sell the stuff that you supposedly own because you don't really own it now, do you? You just get to use it in their game. Imagine if you could sell the stuff from the game you're sick of. This is the world, and that's why there's so much demonizing of it out there. Just remember that. Consider the source. When we get to 10 players, and I know this is middle of the night US with no notice, but that's kind of the way it's been. That's American football season for us, watching the NFL game. Vikings-Rams last night. Up to 9 with 4 Slayer, so one more. And we'll get our first Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast started. So greetings and welcome, everybody. We'll have Twitchy Tides. I'll go back through, again, one more. You'll see when it pops up there. We get one more in, and then we can get that first Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast started. And you've got a mix of things as well in here. It's not just stuff I designed or in-game stuff, but like anything that's on the Wax chain, including collectible items like these Tops. They only made 1 year of Tops digital cards on Wax. So I've got this Aaron Judge for the Yankees. I mean, World Series almost here, right? So it's only fitting. It's weird that I don't watch baseball much at all anymore. As a little kid, I loved it. Going to a live baseball game is fun, but I don't know. It's not. But the Yankees are in the World Series, so I'm happy about that. Even though that makes me an anomaly here in Nashville in some ways. I got so much heat growing up for being a Yankees fan. Oh, we're up to 10. All right. Hello, Dave Ira. I'm saying when we get to 10, we'll get started here. So we're at 10. So we'll have a Twitchy Tides game starting in just a second. For the winner, a Warsake and Foil Prime card. And an item from the NashvilleLou collection. You can use it, and I'll show you on the other side of this how it gives you a boost here in Meta Battler. So 10 players, it starts now. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. Cannonball up top, I'm out. So in the event that I win one of these, prize goes to second place. Even with this relatively small field, you get the variety in there. So the Pink Foliation is tearing through the bottom half. My goodness. Gonna talk about the Scuba Woofy in there. Gonna talk about the Consumer Break Turtle, but they're out. So we're down to 4. Pyongwei, Unmata, Zarvine, Dave Ira, the final 4. Dave Ira spin move. Zarvine, can Zar get past the hook? No, as Pyongwei sets it off. Chain reaction, we're down to 2. Dave Ira and Unmata, the final 2. And this opening Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast here on NashvilleLou Live. Look out for Debo the Shark. That's going to do it. Shark invasion from the right side. So congratulations, Unmata. Victorious in this. Or, I'm sorry to tease there, Unmata. Unmata came close. Second place. A good finish as far as getting some points. But Dave Ira victorious in Twitchy Tides. So I was reading one thing and saying another, which sometimes causes me problems. All right, so a fun little warm-up there for us with Twitchy Tides. We'll have a number of these coming up here during the broadcast. I'm not sure exactly how long I'll go with it, but we'll have some fun until we get there. All right, so let's bring the slate back up for a moment. We're back open for the next Twitchy Tides game. Exclamation point play. Type that in chat to get in for Twitchy Tides. Alright, so I was going through the deck here and showing you, okay, a lot of it's my stuff. You got some the Ultra Horrors, the Ultra Comics, etc. Some of the actual Meta Battler cards themselves. And they got NashvilleLou Live, latest promotional item. Alright. So player versus environment. Real fast. So I got 3.744. That's my tower reward multiplier. So when I win MVP in a given game, given round, that multiplier means I get that much more. So if I was going to get, let's say 1, if I had no multiplier, no boost, I would just be getting 1 in a hypothetical. Instead of that, we're getting 3.744. That's a nice boost, especially when you get to those higher levels. And then MVP starts to become a little bit more generous on the payout. So that's the multiplier, works to your advantage. Well, how does this work in game? They've got a pretty solid setup here. Meta Battler Season 1 cards. Of course, that's the big push. I strongly encourage people to buy these Meta Battler packs. You'll get a real good boost out of that. Obviously, it's the Meta Battler cards. Some cool-looking cards, too, which is an important part of it. Right now, there's a collaboration going on, Meta Battler and Alien Worlds. And the Alien Hunter event going on. And so, for at least the run of the event, this is probably limited time. But for now, at least, you get a boost. Max of 1x. I don't have a ton. I have landed Alien Worlds, near 3616. So if you play Alien Worlds, please mine there, at least sometimes. If you like what I do at all and want to help me out. A little bit of a boost I get out of that, so it's greatly appreciated. It's a tree forest land, so it's not like it's some sort of an active volcano. It's going to take up hours and hours. So anyway, so if you could, at least from time to time, if you like what I do, I appreciate that. That's a good excuse for me to be able to talk about it here, because while I have played Alien Worlds for years, it has not really translated to what I do from a live streaming standpoint. And you get the Founding Collections, by the time about the horrors, ultra rare, ultra comics. And so, even with this, even with their stuff, there's checks and balances to keep it from being potentially abused or otherwise from being gamed to the point that it makes it tough for new players. That's anything but the case. Very smart about the balance to it all. You get the Collaborator Collection. So Lud Momoko, #1 with a bullet. I mean, look at that. That is well more than double what I have, and I'm second place with the NashvilleLou collection. Beta Matsuda, I anticipate this will end up passing. It should. Sensei Bullrog has a winner of a game. Now, I'll go ahead and say it now for Tuesday. The tentative start time, 10 p.m. Eastern. It'll be 2 hours. This upcoming Tuesday, Tides Tuesday. I was a last second, and many thanks to Tricky for giving me his last hour, that 11 p.m. to midnight, because I learned that it's almost unheard of to have a raid and hold practically the entire audience, or when people leave, have new ones come in that 11 p.m. to midnight Eastern slot, because you got the East Coast of the U.S., a lot of people going to bed. And you have people in Europe that make up a large contingent of the game as well that are asleep. But of course, here I am in the middle of the night U.S. time, talking about when and where people are asleep or awake, so keep that in mind. My point, though, is that it's not usual or common people to hold it like I did as far as holding that audience, and it's not because of me, it's because Twitchy Tides is great fun. It's tremendous fun. We already got 10 people in for that next Twitchy Tides game. If you want to get in with it, just type !play in chat. We'll talk more about that in a bit. So anyway, let's go through here just real quick. You're seeing some of these consumer breaks should be hot. My opinion, these should be higher than where I am as far as this infused MVP. It'll probably get there at some point, but for now, this is where it's been valuable that I've given out so many different promotional items over the last 3.5 years. And anyway, so you got, I'll scroll down just to give you a look, because you got just a ton of different games, art collections, projects, etc. 5-Minute Masters in there. Got Nobu Pangea, which is a game. Neon Space. They've got a channel, a show here on, more than just one show here on Twitch. Soul the Cat should be well higher than she is here. So again, more and more people, as they become familiar with Meta Battler and start playing, they can use some of their cards from their favorite collections. It gives utility to anything, even just pure artwork. You can make, the world is yours with this, if it exists on the Wax chain. If it doesn't, you can create your own. It's not that difficult to do once you learn how to do it. Anyway, and also in the community collection. So this is a separate category. I was well tapped out as far as, well, I won't scroll all the way back up to show you, but that caps out at like 1x. So even if you have 3,000 different template types of all that stuff, you're only getting that. It cuts you off, so people that have just a ton of digital items can't just overwhelm the general field, and particularly newcomers. I looked at all of this before I agreed to collaborate with MetaBattler. I waited 3.5 years to collaborate with the NashvilleLou collection. Something want to be right. To me, this is right, and then some. And the community collections, these are not affiliated or anything, but these are collections they've got in here from like Tops. I've got that Aaron Judge card I showed you there. Got the Funko. I think there's a lot of different Funko ones. I mean, if you're looking to fill up this category, and I'm maxed out, you'll notice that 0.5. Yeah, okay, make sure you could see it there. I'm looking at my screen and not the screen you see, so I have to look back over. But you see that it caps you at 0.5x, so somebody that's got every template of every Funko release is not going to get some sort of outrageous boost. But if you have some, it obviously will help out. So I've got, it's not by a lot, but I've got enough to hit to the maximum. Now, it's always possible things could drop out, like maybe something would get in front of Atari or Street Fighter or whatever. I'm surprised that Blockchain Brawlers isn't in there, just because of my one card with that Steel Justice, that's got more than 100 MVP in views, but there may be certain community collections that they consider for this and some they don't. I don't know how that works. So anyway, that's just kind of showing you, all right, that's why you're getting the larger multipliers, if you're me, going through. And for people, again, if you've got this stuff already, and there are a lot of people that are enthusiastic about games and projects on the Wax Chain, you got that here. So the Alien Worlds Tower, we'll get to that. And actually, I will show you one other thing here. We got 10 people in right now for the next Twitchy Tides game. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. So the leaderboards, this is the week 2 just concluded a couple days ago. Day and a half ago, really. So we had to be top 50 to get in on this. And again, I think 1,700 was the rank for week 1, week 2. People caught on. Jungle Banana being up there. I need to talk to Jungle about what that took. I mean, I'd put in some time on the grind to get to where I was, and I'm way down to I ended up at number 32. Tied with a new player, but it's, I think, the same prize for the 30 range, so I didn't miss out by being tied or whatever. But you would miss out if you're below that 50 point, which happened to me last week. I think number 53. Okay, I'll put some time in. And so I'm not sure exactly offhand how much TLM each spot gets, but that's the currency, the in-game currency for Alien Worlds, which is, if you want that, that's fine. And TLM can be exchanged for Wax, which you can use to get more MetaBattler cards, more Twitchy Tides cards, more from the NashvilleLou collection, more of whatever on the Wax Chain. All right. So typically with this, I want to target the one with the least amount of time remaining until the next prize distribution. We'll do that here. Start with the Hall of Heroes, a short, as far as the 5 levels here, 5 levels in total. So we have a short tower here. All right, so you start level 1. And if you know the towers from arcade games, like the Mortal Kombat series, that's kind of the idea. You're climbing the tower. So level 1, you've got, and it's very easy to understand MetaBattler. You got 3, red, white, and blue. And the white, it's kind of black and white. Think of a zebra. It makes it easier, I assure you. I may interchange it, but just know that. That's ice. Water, fire, and ice. You might notice the right corner of your screen, but you can see it there because I've got the overlay with that little wheel. It's red beats white beats blue. It's the way I remember it. Red, white, blue. So I go in knowing my opponent's got an even split as far as the 3 elements. You can have your deck all of one element. You can have it with more than 30, but 30 is the minimum. So if you have at least 30 items from anything on the Wax Chain, you can be ready to go and play MetaBattler. So if you already got a Wax wallet, at least, I mean, it's not that tough. And if people are wanting and needing stuff, there's some very generous communities that'll help you out. All right, so again, it's an even split as far as how you start. The numbers will be low. It's just a matter of making sure I get lucky with the white beats the blue. Beats it again. With a blue card this time, blue beats the red. Sometimes you get lucky. And then not there. So each start with 10 health points. If you lose a round, you lose a point. You want to have, there is value in winning with more of your health points included, or that you still have at the end, because you'll get more MVP that way. I'll show you a little later how it works with MVP and leveling up cards with it. Hello, Nesnara. Because you can't sign up? Let's take a look here. Alien Worlds, I'm not sure as far as the sign up goes with that. Because I got into that so long ago. That's like 3.5 years ago. I'll give it a look here later if there's anything I can help you with. Alien Worlds has a Discord. There are a lot of people in there. And so they would probably be able to answer that. In fact, I'm fairly certain they'd be able to answer that more clearly than me, because some of that stuff, I don't know. I'm like, why won't this go through? I got to hit the button 3 times to finally pop out, to get the thing to say, yes, it's really me. And then it mines, and then I go about my day and come back later to play some more. Yeah, button clickers. But I tell you, it's not just a button clicker, but it's like it's an easy go-to for new players to the world of wax. Think about any video game you've ever played or bought. So I won right there. Oh, I lost. Now here I am. So sometimes you'll catch a bad break. Remember that it was a pretty even distribution there. Sometimes, I mean, you're just guessing the wrong ones, and that's how it goes. So I'm not going to pay the 0.03 to do it again. We'll concede. Why would I pay to go to level 1 again when I can go for free? Now, it'll be a different configuration here, probably. I never really did understand. It's 0.03, so it just, I guess, if it's worth not having the nuisance of having to go back out and have it switch up, then there's that. Killer DevBot. This is Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We'll have another Twitchy Tides game coming up. Car jumps around. There's the new, again, that 500 by 600 pixels. It fits within the parameters without cutting it off of the information. There we go. All right, so score of 9, so you're not going to get a lot of MVP early, but at least it's a little bit. And half of that gets sent to your in-game wallet, which you can use to level up whichever cards you want. The other half gets infused into the cards. That's Steel Justice from Brawlers. Actually getting some valuable use out of this. Unlike the game that you get to use it here, so at least it's not sitting doing nothing, collecting dust. And what do they ruined that game for no good reason. One of the most fun strategy games I've ever played from a card standpoint. They just, Luckily, there's other great games, especially from a live streaming standpoint, to keep things compelling. That includes Twitchy Tides. Right now, we got 13 people in for the next Twitchy Tides game. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. Level 2, going through this, it's just a 5-level tower here, but this is the one that'll have the time run out on it the soonest, so usually when you've got some time to work on it as far as getting through all the towers, start with the one where time's going to run out on you potentially before the next drawing. It's a random draw. It's automated. Prizes get sent out. And maybe you'll get lucky like I did, where I won 2 Alien Hunter packs on Thursday, yesterday, and both of them had a legendary inside. Doesn't always work out like that, but it sure did for me, so good times. So remember, the red beats the white, beats the blue, which beats the red. Fire beats ice, ice beats water, water beats fire. And there is a wheel that's at that top left, but it's obstructed because of where I have to put things with the overlays. So, took that image. It's actually a larger version here than what they have. Because they shrink it. Actually, I managed to get the source file for it. I want to look as nice as possible. It was really something on Tuesday night with that Tides Tuesday with Twitchy Tides. I didn't have much at all planning-wise. I mean, Tricky was so generous. He didn't have to do that, and he gave me that hour. And it'd be about hour 15 with Dr. Doom had some issues getting which happens with live streaming and live broadcasting. I can empathize. I can empathize. But I was able to fill time, and people had a blast with it. And it's unusual to have that kind of a the way that played out, I was exceptionally happy with it. So I'm looking forward to Tides Tuesday and next week. It'll be 2 hours for me, as it is now. Things can always change. I don't want to, like, carve this in stone, but looking for 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Tuesday. It'll be early Wednesday morning. My friends over in Europe, Africa, people where it's near that UTC or UTC +1, +2, whatever. Time zones get confusing. Or people say standard time when they mean daylight time. Like, oh, I know what you mean. All right, so score 5. A little bit of MVP. It's only a 5-level tower. More than half blue here for Terror Toad. And then small numbers of red and white cards. Red is fire, white is ice, blue is water. Pretty straightforward, I gotta say. All right. Waiting on a run of blues over there from Terror Toad. There's the one pack I still have, that Meta Battler pack. Open the rest. So I just had the one left. I think it was worth it. Kind of skipped over the whole point of going through that Playerverse environment, the boost you get, because by opening those packs, I got some extra cards that got synced up, and now even more of a boost for me for those Meta Battler cards. Again, I encourage everybody, give a look at those packs. You can find some options on the secondary market, but you can find some really cool cards in those packs. All right, 2 left here. One more. Aaron Judge for the win. Trying to peek the microphone there. I get paranoid with the audio because I've years of broadcasting, but when you have, I was fortunate early in my career to work with a lot of very talented people in general, but some very skilled broadcast engineers. And man, did I not appreciate fully, certainly, what they did and what they had to do to keep things on the air. And now I get to do that, but I get to also broadcast what I want when I want. And that still hasn't gotten old for me. Level 4, so more difficult here. They're definitely stronger on the reds. I am as well, but that didn't necessarily mean anything. We'll see. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Got 13 people in already for the next Twitchy Tides game. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. All right. Oh, played the 61 instead of the 71. Paid the price. Got it back there. All right. Hello, Jericho 1903. Greetings and welcome, everybody. NashvilleLou Live, playing Meta Battler. Another Twitchy Tides game coming up. One more. I'm down to 2. That'll do it. All right, so level 4, score of 2, and narrow win. But again, with the Hall of Heroes, I don't look at it as much as trying to get a big MVP boost. More trying to get it up, get the 5 levels complete, or at least some of them. Because with fewer total levels, especially middle of the night U.S. time, I mean, I might not win a pack out of it, but better odds than I would under a lot of other circumstances are trying other towers and other day parts. They used to, but they still call it in the radio business. TV business as well. That's more of a radio thing. Level 5. So this is going to be tough here. I mean, it's top of the tower. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky on the matchups. Maybe sometimes you get those numbers here that seem misleading in hindsight. But I don't know. Of course, I also have considerable variance with some of my cards, where I got some in the 90s and then some that are 69, 70, etc. Hello, Zyle. Greetings and welcome, everybody. NashvilleLou Live. We got 15 people in for this next Twitchy Tides game. Join the list by typing !play in chat. See, this is where I'm getting these 60s and 70s through here. This is... need to catch some of those where I get the break as far as the color advantage. Yeah, the 81 beat the 77. I needed that. One more. Bar Nashville 2003. Nope. NashvilleLou Live on a floppy disk. Nope. The new one. Nope. It's going to come down to this. Uh-oh. Got it. Congratulations to me. The tower has fallen. All right, so... wasn't a speed run per se, but... sometimes it's funny. I'm sure there are some where I'm very low in the rankings on this. Like where I'm beating the tower, but it took me an hour to do it because I'm working and get a phone call, or I've got other obligations, somebody knocks on the door, etc. I get lost working on stuff, and then 20 minutes later, oh, I'm in the middle of this game. So sometimes my times aren't as much. Live stream a little bit different, a little more snappy with it. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live with another Twitchy Tides game coming up. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. So it wasn't a huge MVP haul by any means there from the Hall of Heroes, but now you notice it's the number of levels 5. Unique levels for this prize pool session. So every 5 hours, that each tower, one at a time per hour, it's gonna, like, so when this runs out in 27 minutes, so something that looks like what we had before, if it'll load for me. I wasn't in this one. There's only so many hours in the day. But you can see where there are only 15 people that got in on it, so if you're those smaller towers, if you have very limited time and you haven't played in a bit and you're not going to be able to play for a while, hit those shorter towers if you want better chances on getting a pack. That's my advice. That's a scoop from yours truly. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. So we got through the Hall of Heroes. The next, another short stack right here with the 4 horsemen. Taking on Death. All white cards here for my opponent. Keep in mind, they don't show you that information in game, so you have to pay attention before you start and remember it. Okay, it's all white cards up here, so reds are going to beat every white. I should probably gesture to where you can see that it brings up the audio part. The red beats white, white beats blue, blue beats red. So with all white cards in there, blues aren't going to help me. The reds will beat everything. Aaron Judge beats whatever you're putting out there. My floppy disk can beat everything you put out there, etc. It'd be like that with all the reds. Bar Nashville, etc. Ace Purple at 93. There is some luck of the draw on if you're going to have a flawless victory in a given round with a single color card opponent, but it should here. The 61 beats the 51. Flawless victory. Bit number 10 here for this particular one. All right, so level 2, another single color element opponent, all water for the Angel. This typically is the toughest of the towers, at least for me, because you get to like level 3, level 4, you maybe have a single element opponent, but these cards are above where you can get you can get to 100 and that's it, I believe, as far as the leveling up in Meta Battler. But the computer opponents, they're rocking that triple digits of 113, 114. Like, okay. You're gonna have to switch a deck up a bit if you really want to get up there. And people do it. I mean, I didn't think it was possible that, well, if these people figured it out, and then I'll look and, well, there are different ways, different deck configurations, a lot of options how you set it up. This is all water opponent here. This is not going well for it. There, one with a blue card, which is kind of important. Ace purple 60 is not a very strong one for me here. More of those ice cards, those white cards. Okay, that's not going to help. 60 versus 60, we tie the round. I'll take that. I was not expecting that. Should want to get like a 74 hit me or something. So 89. That'll do it. All right, so beat level 2. But it's not like it gets easier from here. See, like a 117 from the Steel King. I'll probably end up conceding this, but I'll jump in to show you. Every now and then you'll get lucky with the cards. And I've got the 10-10-10 distribution as far as each of the 3 elements. The blue's going to beat a red, even if that red is number 124. It's ridiculous. 117. There's no beating that heads up with a red. So if you're going through, I'm sure there's some... I haven't really looked into it, though. I haven't really tried it. The 87 red. Okay, one of my top fire cards here. 116, but it moves so fast you can't really see it. And maybe I'll get on a run here with some blues, and maybe not. Sometimes you get lucky in this game. No chance for any ice card against the fire. Aaron Judge can't really do anything there. '93 Ace Purple is not going to do it. Neary 36-16 opening month. A blank card, still 129. Like, it doesn't matter. Just look at the number. So I would have to catch 3 blues in a row here. There's only 3 more in that. Well, I kept it close. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Hey there, Drishy. Greetings and welcome, everybody. NashvilleLou Live. We'll have another Twitchy Tides game coming up here in a bit. Want to join the group of 16 in right now? You can do so by typing !play in chat. Right here, this 4 Horseman Tower. Let's take a look at what happened the last time there was a... 3 hours, 39 minutes ago, the last one they had. So there were people that beat all 5 levels, and you saw those numbers up there. So there's ways to do it as far as your deck setup goes. I'm not taking that approach. Let's see, only 10 people have tried it there. There's no game. I mean, look, this player beat 5 unique levels and had a 20% chance it didn't work out, and then he had some, like Fawny T with 4% chance, and look, ended up with a pack. And like I said, the 2-packs, and this is not how it normally goes, but the 2-packs that I won on yesterday for me, really yesterday, well, yeah, the Thursday show, whatever, yesterday, today, tomorrow, but the 2-packs had both had a legendary card inside, so there are some very nice cards in those packs, so it's worth it, so it's worth keeping in mind from a strategy standpoint, time management-wise. All right, so the next one, Alien Worlds. Now, it's a little different, my approach with Alien Worlds, because there's incentive to keep going through, even if you've beaten it within that 5-hour prize window, because of the TLM. Talked about it before. Let's take a look at the current one. And the last one I was at ended up at number 33, so I'll have some TLM coming my way, whatever I don't remember what it is offhand. A lot of times with these games, if I know at least the point to get to, or in tournaments, I don't like to look. I just want, if there's a cut line, okay, there may be strategic reasons to know that. But otherwise, I don't even look at the prizes typically unless there's good reason to until afterward. Then it's like, oh, by the way, you got all this. Oh, okay, great. All right, so it was the 33 for week 2. First week. Look at that. I mean, that's week 1, 1747. It's like over time, this is going to get tougher and tougher. People are getting smartened up to it. That was enough to get a win for week 1. Week 2, 1903. Already here in week 3. But to be clear with this, they also changed some stuff as far as, I believe, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I believe it's weighted now. So the higher you get on your climb up the Alien Worlds Tower, the more you earn as far as points go. So you can't just play that easy first level and just keep quitting and going back to it and just going through and getting the more likely wins. I don't know for a fact that people were doing that, but it stands to reason. I'm all the way down here at 43, but again, this is relatively recent restart for this third one. So there's purpose to playing these games beyond just trying to get those packs. This is the special event, so it's a 4-week event with Alien Worlds. We got 4 Slayer in there. We got 17 people in right now for this next Twitchy Tides game. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. Winner gets a Warsaken foil prime card and an item from the NashvilleLou collection to give you a boost in Meta Battler, this game right here. So level 1. Again, these cards are from the Alien Worlds game. Nice. Some of these I've never seen before. Certainly not seen them outside of just maybe scrolling through the secondary market. Anyway, so female cyborg T8. All white cards. All ice. Play Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live with another Twitchy Tides game coming up. Well, that's right, it's all white. I was thinking all blue. It's it doesn't show you on screen once you start, so. The reds will beat everything. '82 is going to be the 6. You can see this first round, you're going to have some advantages typically. All right. Sometimes you'll have just a lot of an element that you can't help. That won't help you at all. That you're not going to win with. You just kind of deal with it. That's what happens against a single color opponent. Away it goes. One more. It'll be this one. What are these blue cards when I need them? It's like an all red deck. Ace purple for the win. Yeah, they got some cool looking stuff there with the sword I've never seen before. But it's some cool looking designs. But really, we've only scratched the surface with what's possible here with Meta Battler. Just wait till that PvP gets going. These things take time, and I don't know the timetable, but I know that they have a lot of cool stuff. They've already put out a lot that I imagine is in the pipeline. The level 2, all white cards here for male cyborg T15. One more. There we go. Flawless. Flawless victory. All right, so level 2, the flawless victory, and again, the higher you get in these towers, the more it becomes pronounced that additional MVP you get with that multiplier. Mine's with 3.744, whatever it is. Anyway, so what might have been a smaller haul is now nicer. Half of that going to the cards that won the round, the other half going to my in-game wallets. This is Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Hello, hackers. 18 people in right now for that next Twitchy Tides game. There we go. If I had made the mistake in the beginning, that would have been a flawless as well, but still. That's a little bit of MVP. On to level 4. Alright, so male gray. Very straightforward here. All blue. All water cards. Have some vibrant backgrounds during Meta Battler. Much attention getting. So I don't want the red cards here since it's all blue over there. Have to play it here. That's why when I get to this point, when I've got 4 cards that I know I can't use, I even wait to see what it is. Just click it, because I'm not winning regardless. So I mean, I could spend an extra 5 seconds figuring that out, or just on with the show. One more. That'll do it. All right, so level 4. I've got to kill this bug that's gonna beeline for me here. This bug, like, after all this, inadvertently knocked me off the air or something. The most inopportune. All right, all better. Man. Anyway, back at it. Level 5. Head Shadewick. So the even distribution here. This tends to be a tougher level boss to beat, just because sometimes you're not going to get the breaks on it. Oh, the link to the Meta Battler game. Oh, okay, sure. Metabattler.io. Yeah, they should definitely link to the game. That's disappointing if they're not, but that's the link, metabattler.io. They don't have a Discord, but there's a Telegram group for Meta Battler if you want to. John and Richie from Ultra Rare are in there, so you can ask them any questions you have about the game. I mean, I wasn't thrilled about having to reinstall Telegram on my computer. I don't really like using it. I feel like it needlessly eats up system resources. But I've also seen one Web3 game after another over-rely on Discord. Ugh. These know-it-alls telling me, oh no, this is all great. That you're doing marketing for people that already know your game. The outside world can't see it. You buffoons. But hey, not my game, not my Discord channel. But there's some great Discord channels out there. There's some great people in there. Twitchy Tides has a Discord channel. And it's helpful for things like trying to set up trades, etc. But I think people, in many cases, and people who should know better, or should at least consult with people who understand broadcasting. You know games, maybe you don't know how to broadcast. They market to the same people they already have, and the outside world doesn't get to see it. And they wonder where they plateau. Alright, so a little tougher there, level 5. And Shadewick's a tough opponent. Just the even distribution makes it tough. So again, not huge on the MVP. And again, the MVP you can use to level up your cards. Along with that, half of it goes to your wallet, half goes to the cards that won for you in that given game. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We've got 18 people in for the next Twitchy Tides game. You can join that list by typing !play in chat. Make a note, Tuesday of next week. Tides Tuesday. It was a huge success for me last Tuesday night. Again, many thanks to Tricky Creates. Let me have that last hour to get in. We'll have even more fun with it. That's me coming up. And it's not going to be just me doing it. It's the entire day that Tides Tuesday. Props to Las Vegas Ape. Driving force behind a lot of it. This is a collaborative effort, though. We've got all these different games, game makers, people like me that love playing. There's some games I can't play. This Illuvium, Fortnite, Call of Duty. I can't even watch some of y'all. I want to watch and support your streams, but you play games that make me motion sick. So I have to tab out to something else, but I'll listen. Because it's like, at least I want to try and be in the mix with it. But some of these, like even Rocket League, I in the past had played that, but it's like I have to play it wearing wristbands. And it's one thing to play it, it's another to watch somebody playing it where it's all jumping around. Part of why I stopped playing it, even though I could sort of get by with the wristbands, was because if I wanted to edit those videos later, it would make me sick watching my own video. Ugh. Not worth it. But most people don't suffer from motion sickness the way I do. Luckily, there's plenty of games that don't have that as an issue. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live with another Twitchy Tides game coming up. I hope Twitchy Tides can get listed as a game within the categories here on Twitch. I'm able to do that with Meta Battler, but I'm not able to yet with Twitchy Tides, and it can be a grind to get the approval. Like, there's some people with power that clearly like having that power. But that's not my battle to fight. I mean, if need be, I can always pick a generic category like I did for Tides. I mean, I had 40 minutes of notice, and I normally plan things out a bit, but years in television, breaking news, you don't have time to sit back and plan. You gotta just go. Again, some of the most compelling scenes that they'll never show you on television is the control room during breaking news when things are starting to get dicey. I've never seen it accurately portrayed anywhere on television. What's that show, The Newsroom? On HBO, it's like, no, this is not real. This is, I mean, even like Sports Night, ABC show, it's like there are elements that are real, but there's this intensity, this freneticness to it. It's difficult to emulate. It's absolutely crazy at times. I don't miss the stress of that, but it could be a bit of a rush when things went right. And sometimes things having a great broadcast, having things fall apart, are due to things outside of your control. But when you're the one running it, especially when you're young, like I was in the business that first time through, everybody's gonna be testing you. All right, kid, you really have what it takes. Level 7. Male little green person, my opponent. Hey there, Canvas. Hey there, Dr. Doom. Greetings and welcome. Talking a few minutes ago, Dr. Doom, about the Tides Tuesday and how much of a success that was. At least for me, with 40 minutes notice, no promotion. I'd spent 4 hours streaming The Sims earlier in the day, so I didn't know this was coming up for me. And yet, despite that, it was huge as far as the turnout, the raid, holding that audience in that time slot, 11 p.m. to midnight Eastern Daylight Time. Exceptionally difficult. And I'd say that from looking at years and years of TV and radio. I know how the trends go when people go to sleep in the United States. And yet we had a blast with it, was able to raid into you, talking about how it's a huge positive, and Tides Tuesday, before long, people will be clamoring to get in on it. They're going to want an hour. They're going to want some time. So the people in early, it's the most excited I've been about anything on a collaborative scale as far as streamers go in a while. So I very much appreciate getting on the mix on that. Hello, Rexinator. Greetings and welcome, everybody. NashvilleLou Live. Really should have stopped it before this game, but we'll finish this one before I'll take my hourly break. So we'll be coming up on that next Twitchy Tides game before too long. There we go. Level 7. All right, so for now, the female Nordic, my opponent for level 8, will have to wait for just a little while. This is episode 7, Meta Battler, NashvilleLou Live. I'm going to take my hourly break now. I take 1 break per hour here on NashvilleLou Live. On the other side of this break, we'll have another Twitchy Tides game. We got 21 players up in here right now. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. So on the other side of this break, we'll have this Twitchy Tides game and then more Meta Battler as we go into the night here on NashvilleLou Live. Stay tuned. night, back from break, NashvilleLou Live. We hit 4 a.m. Eastern. Quick reset. You're watching NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. We'll have more of Meta Battler here in just a moment or two. But first, let's take down that side overlay. I'm going to get in with exclamation point play. That'll get us to 23 players for this next Twitchy Tides game. Your last chance to get in, but you got to be snappy about it. For the winner of this Twitchy Tides game, it'll be a Warsaken foil prime card and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. They'll give you a boost in Meta Battler, which we'll get back to here in just a bit. We're coming up next week, the next Tides Tuesday. I got a 2-hour time slot. Sometimes things are tentative in this world and things can be adjusted. We can adjust schedules, but I'm slated for 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Daylight Time. Coming up Tuesday, next week, Tides Tuesday. Had a blast with it in very last minute, second, whatever fashion. Thanks to Tricky making room for me. So here we go now, 23 players. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides, NashvilleLou Live. If I win, prize goes to second place. Cannonball going right to left, tearing through the field. Just like that, we're down to 14. Depth charge up top takes out Jericho, down to 13. Dr. Doom with a Void Command. For as much as I play and watch, there seems like there's always new and interesting elements in play being introduced in Twitchy Tides. It keeps it compelling, to be sure. Here comes Debo. Working left to right. And we're down to 7. Who will be the winner of this Twitchy Tides game? Debo. Working topside, just tearing through. We're down to 3. Autumn's Toys, Master A's, and Zarveen, the final 3. This Twitchy Tides game here on NashvilleLou Live. Depth charge eliminates Master A's. We're down to 2. Zarveen and Autumn's Toys. Cannonball takes out Autumn's Toys. Congratulations, Zarveen. Victorious in this Twitchy Tides game. Alright, so my notes are back up to speed. Bring the slate back up here for a moment. I've been thinking of things that I can do for this upcoming Tuesday with Tides Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. I think we're going to explore some things with the Aquarium Royale. That should be a lot of fun. So that's what I have in mind coming up Tides Tuesday next week. Just like that, we're back open for the next Twitchy Tides game. You can get in on it by typing exclamation point play in chat. We'll pick back up where we left off at the end of the last hour. Level 8. And it's a 10-level tower here for Alien Worlds. Female Nordic, some blue, about half red, and then some white. Red beats white, which beats blue, which beats red. Red, white, and blue. Remember that? Fire beats ice, beats water. You're good. Meta Battler is not a difficult game to learn. It's an easy game to stream. much like Twitchy Tides, you can mix Meta Battler with other games. Like for tournaments, like I didn't really need it for the Warsaken Blitz tournament I was in last weekend because I was out in the first round. But in general, I think this is almost standby programming you can go with in conjunction with Twitchy Tides. All sorts of possibilities. We've only scratched the surface on this, at least in my opinion. Both down to 2 health points. Blue beats the red. Need one more. Fairground Sports Arena for the win. All right. So tower level 8, score 2. Not a huge amount of MVP, but on to level 9. And remember, with this change for week 3, you get more as far as the points in that TLM leaderboard for winning in these higher levels. If I'm mis-explaining that, please feel free to correct me, but that's how I understand it. Level 9. We'll have another Twitchy Tides game coming up. Right now we got 7 people in for it already. If you want to join the list, just type !play in chat. Feeling so smart. I picked blue and my opponent did, but my opponent had the higher number. We both go with red finally there. That one I took. 77 beats the 73. That's not great. I should have just been snap decision there. 71 would have won that round. There we go. All right, so level 9 victorious. Yeah, score of 6. Now we're talking about that MVP. And you see where this boost, that 3.744, whatever boost, whatever it is at the moment for me, how that might turn, it would have been maybe a 1 or 1 point something MVP. Something that rewards 4.133. Half to the cards involved and half to my wallet, my in-game wallet that I can use to level up other cards. Level 10, top of the tower here. So, half blue, some red, a little bit of white. Got 12 people in already for this next Twitchy Tides game. Join the list, just type !play in chat. We got Dr. Doom, Zarveen, Anmada, Viper Czar, Keon, Zach Bonifer, Azile, Notorious Ninja, 4 Slayer, Jamie Penguins, Dave Ira, Jen Terry, and more to come, I'm sure. I'll get in before we get going with it, but it's coming up in a bit. Right now with Meta Battler, top of the tower, level 10. Let's go. Feeling good by the 84 red and then run to a 94. That's not a encouraging start. This is not trending well. I mean, 87 and you lose to the same color. Right? Hey, it's top of the tower, right? '87 loses to an 88. All right, one more. That'll do it. It's the evil laugh. I'll concede here, so that'll put me at 9 completed for the tower. I need to get 10 to have the optimal number. The top, as many as you can get. Like for the last Alien Worlds, every 5 hours goes through there, and then those level 10s. But so I beat 2 levels. That was it, and they got a pack. So. Again, it's much like the NBA draft lottery. It's a weighted thing as far as the unique levels beaten within this, as it is now, this 5-hour time window. And it just rotates for the 5 have different towers. I need to start again on it. That's kind of annoying when it does that. All right, so I've got 9.63 on my MVP, so I'll just leave that alone for now. I'll demonstrate that in a bit. Actually, I take that back. We'll go to it now. Plans change. So we've got a couple of new things I've added in here. So the NashvilleLou Live. Very much an attention getter. That 500 by 600 pixel layout really fits well with the way. If you're trying to, you can do this with wax. You can create your own collection. You can do it. I figured it out. You can do it. And you can do whatever you want as far as on wax and use it in game if you're so inclined here. So I'll level this up to 62. There's an ace purple. That's a different ace purple. One of the blue. One of my ice is up at the top. So two different options there. I will give one more to ace purple. So that version of ace is a 61. This version of ace is a 93. So, but you can have multiples of the same within a deck, like I had there for a while with the various packs. Whereas now I just have the one reward pack left. Open the rest. Got those. That nice boost. 3.744. Got 16 people in already for this next Twitchy Tides game. You can get in as well by typing !play in chat. So the next one that I can go for that has the shortest time remaining, I can go back to Alien World. There'll be good reason. Actually, I can show you. Before we do that, I got sidetracked in my other thing. Let's see. Okay, that's the prize. Leaderboard's different. For week 3 is underway now. Okay, this explains it. Because they changed it for this week. Beating higher level bosses awards more points. So level 1 equals 1 point, level 2 equals 2, level 10 equals 10. Which makes sense. Which is also why I've got... That's why I sound like, whoa. Man, they really want that TLN. That's hardcore. I didn't know that was... that was possible. But it makes sense once you understand compared to week 2, where it was just 1 point per... Even that you had 1,900 plus for week 2. You gotta want it. So this is, I mean, higher numbers, but more doable, particularly if you're going to play it the quote-unquote right way and actually not just play level 1 over and over. So right now I'm at number 36. You can move up faster compared to how it was before with playing those higher tower levels, but it's a long way to the top. All right, so let's take a look here. Also, Hall of Heroes. I won't jump back into it, but remember I made a point to focus on that first because they had, at the top of the hour, their latest drawing. Hello, Drumar. Canvas. Valky, hello. Misty Rios. I think I shouted other people out before. If I missed anybody, not intentional, slide. We got 17 in right now for this next Twitchy Tides game. If we get close to like 25, we get to that level or like half past the hour, may do an extra one. People love Twitchy Tides, but we want to make sure we have a decent number in there. But again, make plans. Tuesday, next week, Tides Tuesday. It was a huge success this week. I mean, again, first thing, I didn't promote. I had 40 minutes from the time I found out to the time, even less than that, to the time I started the stream. But thanks to Tricky for giving me the opportunity. And my goodness, what a showing there from the Twitchy Tides community. People that were just watching. Not everybody watched play, but I had a blast with it. And so my slot will be 2 hours as it stands now for Tuesday next week, 10 p.m. Eastern to midnight Eastern. Live here, NashvilleLou Live. Twitch, simulcast on Kick, but if you want to play Twitchy Tides, you gotta do so here on Twitch. But there are places where Twitch isn't available, and there are people that watch me on Kick. I appreciate you just as much on Kick as I do here on Twitch. Glad to have everybody watching. NashvilleLou Live. So I had, look, I'll fight for that tower right there. So an 8.475% chance, but it's just a percentage chance, and some of the lower ones got it. So again, these lower towers, if you got limited time to play, you got like you get 3 or 4 games in, hit the Hall of Heroes. Oh, God. Trying to gesture to it. And the 4 horsemen, really. I mean, I've already... Getting 2 levels there is a pretty good accomplishment when level 3's at like a single color, the average of 113. When your max is 100. It's a little bit different the way you play that one. So, anyway, point is you can get those with a couple of wins. You got a decent chance of getting a pack. And maybe like me, get those 2 legendary cards and 2 packs that I won yesterday. So, happy about that. So with Alien Worlds, there's a reason you can keep on. That grind is real in that Alien Worlds tower. There are some people that don't touch the rest of it. They don't play any of the others. But they play that Alien Worlds a ton. Because they want that TLM. And so you see where things are slowly advancing and new stuff's getting added in here, and there's more options and ways to play. And we haven't even gotten to PvP yet. Just wait for that. Alright, so the next one that I need to focus on as far as the least time remaining, the Meta Battler. That's a taller tower. Talking 12 levels here. This is a tough one. Normally it's about level 9 or 10. That kind of, I'm going to prove I'm not a robot. Well, my anti-bot challenge. You got to be careful with those IP for other things. Please, Meta Battler, don't get in trouble. I see it's cute and all, but be careful. Level 1. So you got a little bit of blue, some red, and then half white cards here. We got 19 people in. Rexinator, hello. Peter Force, hey there. I'm missing anybody in chat. Not intentional oversight. I really have to find a better way. Something I learned or was reminded of on Tuesday night. It's like, it really is tough for me to keep track of chat when it gets to a certain point. So, the larger this gets, and this keeps growing as far as between Twitchy Tides and Meta Battler and the rest. More and more people. I'm going to have to line up some help. Let's see. Oh, there we go. The high. I was looking. Takes me 5 minutes to find an emote here in this little box that I've got in OBS Studio. So, yeah, I guess some of the new stuff I'm working here. My NashvilleLou Live, the very latest. Got 19 people in for Twitchy Tides. If you want to join the list, just type !play in chat. Again, if you can understand rock, paper, scissors, you can understand how things work in Meta Battler. And yet it's great. I mean, you can use anything that's on the wax chain in this game. And it's a lot of fun, especially when it's your own stuff, but also there's some others that are compelling, interesting as well. And on top of that, the actual Meta Battler cards themselves look really cool. Great artwork. Level 2. Even split. The blue side more powerful than the others, but it doesn't really matter when the numbers are that low. Hello, Nesnara. So we're up to 20. If we can get, me getting in there would make it 21. If we get to the point of having 25 people by half past the hour, we'll get an extra one in, along with one we'll have after my hourly break. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Twitchy Tides. Tides Tuesday, just an overwhelming success. Looking forward to Tuesday next week, 10 p.m. Eastern. NashvilleLou Live, that's when my part of it will. There'll be people going all day with it, though, so. And there's so many different ways people play the game and stream it, and so much creativity. That continues to stand out to me, from a streaming standpoint. Again, it reminds me of the radio business from, I was in there, I still am, but I mean, really in there 25 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever. But even like going back to more days like AM radio, the Journeyman and all these unique personalities. But with this, you don't have to worry about like your boss telling you to say things a certain way. You don't have to worry about if you want to swear, you've got some latitude on that. I work clean because if you work clean, you can work anywhere. And some of my businesses, my business partners would not care for me swearing up a storm and then going to, say, call their men's lacrosse game. So learn how to work, kid. NashvilleLou live playing Meta Battler with Twitchy Tides coming up. We got 21 in, so we're getting closer. Get to 20. Again, if I'm in, it's 22, so 3 more, not including me. That'll get us to 25. We'll get that by about half past. We'll play Twitchy Tides. All right. Like that NashvilleLou live, where just my logo 6 times. I created that this morning, and then was able to get the template put together, and then mint the digital items. They're in game. We'll be giving them away. I mean, it's so easy to do it once you learn. And again, art is not my specialty. I was able to figure this out and get it to work. And programming isn't either. That's part of it too. And yet, it's just you can. Only limit is your imagination when it comes to this. We got 21 people in for Twitchy Tides. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. Playing Meta Battler. Gonna climb up this tower. Red beats white, which beats the blue. Fire beats ice. Ice beats water. Water beats fire. So level 3 complete, score 4. Not much of the MVP. This is a tall tower. Level 4. Even split here. Hey, what's going on, Welsh? Welsh to NFT in the house. Hi. Later today, Welsh is going to have some Warsaken Blitz. My schedule, during American football season, my schedule gets a little bit thrown off, but I'll do what I can between what Welsh has going on, what Rabbit Larry's going to have going on later today here on Twitch with Warsaken Blitz, playing some live. Maybe I'll get in on it as well. We'll see. I can't wait for Game Reward XP mode. Oh, I can't wait. I've got a plan. I've got it laid out. We're going to have so much fun. We have a turn timer, so and the rare times where I will play my audience, when those special times, and that's, if anything, this has been a chance for people to learn. You're not going to be able to just, the entitled audience that thinks it deserves to play me. Like, no, this is not the way this works here. I love my audience. But the people I play against have to be people that, I need that audience to be cheering for me. And that's not the way it works when you're playing your audience. And so, again, this is where I've tried to learn things that people have suggested from the world of streaming. But my world is television, radio, decades of that. Consultants, keep it going, keep the pace going. And yet, it's a good thing because as many different people there are different ways to play the game, to stream it, to find out what you're going to mix it with. If I'm playing The Sims 3, somebody's playing Fortnite, somebody's playing Big Time. Like, I felt bad with Custom TV because I know he's several months ago was really giving the push with Big Time. It's like, look, that game makes me motion sick. A lot of games make me motion sick. I can't play them. I can't watch them. And so that's just a challenge I got to deal with. I hope it didn't feel like it snubbed him or whatever. But it's tough. There's some games you can play and some you can't, and that's just life. That's right. So you got Warbot in there with the loot. And that's a thing that I absolutely love with Warsaken, is that they've got Warbot giving out loot to, you link your Wax wallet once, and then boom, just for being in there and chatting and participating in the Warsaken Blitz broadcast. But of course, there's the vulnerability. When you're live and you're playing just whoever, if they walk away for 10 minutes, you don't have any recourse because they don't have a turn timer yet because the game is still a beta release. When it comes out with Game Reward XP, it will have a turn timer. I can't wait for that. I mean, some of those games when I was playing, those 8-hour streams where it got absolutely just bonkers, just off the walls bonkers. Like, it would have broken me. My voice would have been in tatters. Having to keep that going for as long as it was. But it's going to be definitely a fun approach, and we're going to have the first season of war when that gets going. They talked about it in January this year. We're going to get there, and once we do, oh my, we're going to fly. And people will be cheering for me as opposed to hoping I lose so other people get prizes. I'm the antagonist of my own show. Even when I'm stepping on the voiceover flawless victory, even on Win Ben Stein's Money. Ben Stein was the antagonist, but yeah, Jimmy Kimmel there. A brilliant comedian there as comic relief, as the real host of it. Now, you can play your audience and have a fun time, but there's not a scalability to that, and that's the other part of it. And certain people didn't like it when they were told, no, you don't get to play me. That's how one person got banned, and they don't get to come back. And I don't like banning people. Only a few. But don't expect me to overturn something, though. The people who aren't sorry, let me back in. Oh, something you got something. I got something you need now, huh? Well, you should have thought that sooner, huh? 21 people in for the next Twitchy Tides game. You can join the list with exclamation point play in chat. So we'll have Tides Tuesday coming up next week. Have a blast with that. Really hope to dig into trying things out with the Aquarium Royale. Sell me some viewers. But I think ultimately there's different people have different approaches, different things. Some people want to just play their buddies, and or you'd be like Quadrell's art. Quadrell, who, when there are enough people wanting to play, plays 4 people at once. Makes it look easy. He's like, la da da da, he's joking around, having fun. With me, I'm like, I'm living and dying with one game that I'm playing. But Quadrell's just got a special talent with that, which is cool. I love this, because with this genre, people with those special talents and abilities, music, like whether it's musicians, whether it's live streamers, whatever, people with specialties, artwork, talking about Tricky, and some of that great artwork he does, where I'm like, I enjoy watching this because I'm fascinated at how high quality artwork is put together, because I don't have that capacity to, like, with a pen and paper or pencil and paper. And it's really cool to get to see that. People showing their skills off and utilizing it and leaning into that as far as the way their broadcast approach goes. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We got 22. We're getting really close to getting to 25. I didn't take the slate down on this, did I? There we go. Got 22 in there. I was saying if we get to 25 by bottom of the hour. Oh yeah, I didn't mean it wasn't just Tricky. There's a ton of great artists. Like it's like, I remember in grade school. Let me go ahead and actually finish typing. I'm not very good at talking about one thing and typing another. Some people can do that. While I can multitask, there are limits. We made it to 23. You know, we'll go ahead and run one here in a minute. And then we'll get back to Meta Battler. But I think with Warsaken Blitz, as long as we're waiting, and we are waiting for this Game Reward XP, but better to wait and have it be right. If it's not ready yet, so be it. But we need some tournaments on Blue Mint, please. 1 every 2 months is not sufficient. I feel like I squander to a degree the opportunity I have to front sell, to hype up things for Warsaken, because it's this holding pattern. 114 episodes of the preseason. I mean, once we get to games where wins and losses matter, we got this season of war. I'm trying to climb this tower like everybody else is. Different kind of tower than the one here with Meta Battler. Hello, Zeroba. Greetings and welcome. Hi. We're in for 24. All right, last call to get in for this Twitchy Ties game. We will get this one in here. I mean, I don't want to be 24, not 25, but that's what I have where there's a good amount of people in. All right, so for the winner of this Twitchy Tides game, it'll be a Warsaken foil prime card and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. A digital item will give you a boost, and Meta Battler. You've been watching here. We've got 24 players. If I win, prize goes to second place. Oh, that's interesting, Welsh, about y'all using loot and the wax. I got in there with the blockchain stream team, there was one item I was able to use, like piece of wood. Like, okay, great, I can do that. So I guess that's custodial style. I'm not, some of that I know enough to be dangerous, right? The right terms, but not what they actually mean. That's not a, that could be a problematic thing. But yeah, but with loot, for me, in Warsake, I've said this to people. That's my ride or die. That's my game right there. It's Warsake and Blitz. I'm going to be the voice guy. I'm going to be the announcer in the game. I mean, I'm not. That's already been said by Brandon on another stream, so it's not like it's new information. But it's going to take a while to get to that point. But when we get there with Game Reward XP, oh, I can't wait. All right, so I said we get to it. Let's get to it. Non-custodial, great. Okay, I didn't check, and I thought, well, I wasn't sure. I thought I clearly misread it when the deposit info was on there. But I'm glad you mentioned it, or when it was mentioned before, because that prompted me to check. And I don't always look over there on that, because that whole I don't know as well as others do, and so I try to, instead of talking about it, to listen and learn. So always great when there's opportunities like that in loot. I mean, you get those loot packs, or those vouchers to get loot packs as they have now. And then I've been saving up Warsake and wheel spins because I know it's coming. I mean, everybody should if it's out there with those homestead cars be on the wheel. There's so many ideas I have, and I can't wait with that. Ideas to go ahead and get this game going. Let's do. We got 24 players. Good luck. Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. Just like that, we're down to 15. Thank you. Thank you, Walsh, for that link. I will look for that. Pink Felicia. I'm out. A lot of others as well. My goodness, we're down to 9. Make that 6. A half dozen remain. See that Skeletos in there, that latest addition to the mix. MJ owns you. Second collab. I think that's the first. A second collab in the mix, since MJ was one of the early ones in that Hydro Kylo. Meanwhile, here's Pink Felicia just tearing through. With Impunity, we're down to 3. Drumar. Zaraba. And DeBoer, the final 3. Apologies on any butchering of the names, not intentional. Depth Charge takes out Zaroba, we're down to 2. Rumar and DeBoer, the final 2. Pink Felicia. We're out in that corner. That's going to do it. Congratulations, Drumar. Victorious in this Twitchy Tides game. But there were a lot of different things I tried when I first started streaming Warsake, and that was May of last year, May of 2023. And there are a lot of things that, because my worldview when it comes to broadcasting is from like the professional side of television and radio, but there were things that didn't exist in the 90s that you can have now, like instant feedback from your audience. Like those old school Nielsen paper diaries. I would have 4 weeks of whatever the sweeps period was, and then you'd wait a month or two or however long, and then finally you'd get the information. So if people didn't like the coffee quiz, or or there was a dip that was hurting you, you didn't have a chance to fix it until months later. Whereas here in this world, you have the instant feedback you can get. It's quite nice. All right, so congratulations on the victory, Drumar. Let me copy this over. Keep in mind, prizes will be sent out shortly after the conclusion of the broadcast, and they'll come from my Fulfillments wallet on Wax. The word Fulfillments with an S on the end. That's where the bulk of the prizes come from that are won here on NashvilleLou Live. Just like that, back open for the next Twitchy Tides game. Exclamation point play. Get you in for it. We'll delve back into this tower. The Meta Battler Tower, the self-named tower here, level 6. Half blue, a little bit of red, a little bit more of the white cards. This is Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We'll have another Twitchy Tides game coming up. To get in that next Twitchy Tides game, all you have to do is type !play in chat. But I tell you, Tuesday next week, 10 p.m. Eastern. Wait, it's tentatively slated now. We're going to have some fun with that. We're going to delve into the Aquarium Royale for the first time. All sorts of ideas. Should be a good time. And it's not just me doing this. I mean, all-day event. We're raiding into Doctor Doom. Not the best. I only have 2 health points left over here. Going through the upcoming activities. Well, I'm down to 1 health point. Down to this. 71 water. Nope. Alright, so 0.09 MVP to get a rematch, which maybe just luck of the draw comes into this. But you look at the numbers in the 40s and 50s, very beatable deck, so not like that's a stopper position by any means. Alright, so half blue, little red, a little bit more with the white. Already got 5 people in for the next Twitchy Tides game. You can join them by typing !play in chat. Okay. Guess I'm playing a red here, huh? All red everything. One more. We're going to win it. It's going to be a fire. Flawless victory's out. But I'll take it there. Score of 9 on level 6 of the Meta Battler Tower. And again, with that big boost, that multiplier, you see how this comes into play? That's nearly 3 MVP. Whereas if I didn't have that kind of a boost, it would be less than 1. And half gets sent to my in-game wallet, the other half infused for you. It does it automatically. Infuses that MVP into the cards you won the round with. So like the crosswalk to nowhere doesn't get it, but ringside view at Municipal Auditorium from 2019 does. Continue. This is Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live with another Twitchy Tides game coming up. Type !play in chat to get in. Half red, half white, no blue here for my opponent. Level 7. One more. That'll do it. Yeah, Meta Battler, I mean, you can get zoned in on it and just go. It's interesting because the game is so fast. My normal instinct as a sports broadcaster is to explain what's going on because typically that's the job. You're talking to you're talking to people that are usually going to be either experts at it, they're going to understand, they're going to know if you're just making stuff up. And then people that don't know the sport at all, maybe their niece or nephew are playing, and they're just watching on a webcast from across the country. And if you can help them to understand it and do it in a way that doesn't insult the intelligence of the people that really know it, then you've got that balance. With this, because it's so fast, it's almost, you have to go slow style. It's more conversational because I couldn't possibly keep talking about round by round. It's fast-paced enough that I like take a different approach to it, but that allows it to be conversational. It's like I don't know, it's easy to play. It's not like I have to give it my absolute just rapt attention, or as I can look at chat a little bit more maybe. We've got 8 people in right now for that next Twitchy Tides game. And join the list by typing !play in chat. Boy, I clicked the wrong one there. It would have worked out. One more. That'll do it. Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. So level 9, pretty even split. This is the point in this tower when it starts to get particularly difficult. And up here for level 10, that's like 83 single color. Maybe I'll beat it, maybe I won't. But then you get to this. Let me up here. It gets tough. He's doable. It's just tends to be a challenge. Although my cards have gotten stronger over time just from playing, so maybe this is a more attainable victory than I'm normally anticipating it'll be, because if it's overall the same, then my cards being stronger should mean a better chance to potentially win. Ooh, tie the round. 68 water for both of us. One more. Oh, it's going to come down to this last one. Oof. Alright, so it's winnable on a rematch, possibly in 80s, high 70s, low 70s, 60s. Let's do it again. Rematch. This is Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We'll have another Twitchy Tides game coming up here in a bit. Right now we got 9 people in for that next game. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. Of course, the time I play the 93 ice when I run to a fire. Oh, come on. Alright, well, I'm gonna... Well, it'd be what, another 0.18 to try again. Give it a shot. I was on the fence there, but we'll go again. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We'll have another Twitchy Tides game coming up. You can get in on it by typing !play in chat, playing the Meta Battler tower. That goes, what is it, a 12 level tower? That's tough. 71 loses to a 73. Like, eesh. Whoa, look at that. Oh, I should have played the 73 water. Oh. Got it. That was a fight there, wasn't it? I could go on tilt there if I lost a third. Luckily, I got some breaks. Now, level 10. This is where it gets interesting. I've got some high cards that are white cards, ice cards, but all ice over here. Level 10. It goes up to level 12 here for this Meta Battler campaign. It's tough because the game is Meta Battler and the deck is Meta Battler, and trying to communicate that without being confusing. Playing Meta Battler with another Twitchy Tides game coming up. All you have to do to get in is type !play in chat. Not good right away with an all-white deck. I play my highest white card on a 4 in hand and just loses straight up. And this point's really tough against this tower. Usually the 10. 9 is, it depends on who you face. 10. But we'll see. My red cards. There was the fire. Fire. Hook it up. Oh, at least we tie the round. Better than losing it. Steal justice. Oh. Fire cards. Come on. Aaron Judge. There we go. 4 fire. Ace purple at 93. Beats a 67. All right. I'm going to lose this round no matter what. Because blue's going to lose to a white. '81 beats the 70. 71 beats the 70. One more. Got it. All right, so more than 3.5 MVP. And that multiplier really does come into play as far as giving you extra MVP. Most out of your time playing. It's a game that's, anyone can play this game and enjoy it if you can understand rock, paper, scissors. Even like kids can play this, and it's not like maybe some sort of 15-page explanation. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. It's gonna come down to this. Got it. What a rally. Got some breaks there near the end. Top of the tower. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. We got 14 people in for this next Twitchy Tides game. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. Luck ran out there with the fire cards. Oh, 82 lost to an 83. Oh, that's one of those. You really, that goes the other way, then it's 5-5. But it didn't. What it coulda, shoulda. Down to 1 health point. Gotta be an ice card here, no choice. That'll do it. I made it to level 11. And this would have been winnable. I mean, these are not like 90s numbers here. You know, it's 70. It just would be easy either. Especially with some lower cards on my end, but so it goes. All right, I'll concede here. I'm not that concerned about getting all 12 of these unique levels beaten here within this time spot. I got 11 in there. Let's look at the last. I mean, you will have some differences between time zones and times a day and all, but still. Last time, I only had 16 people in. So, I mean, I had my long shot at it there. 0.98% didn't get it, but you can see how those people, those higher numbers. Let's see who else. Now, it doesn't guarantee anything, but it's interesting. At least to me, it is. It's Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. So we're about 8 minutes, 7 minutes from seeing this 4 horsemen. Again, this is a very tough one as far as trying to get beyond level 2. There are people that can do it, some single element decks or some tricks that maybe I haven't looked into as much. But again, you got people that had 1 win and then end up getting a pack because of it. So, again, if you have limited time, you can only play for a couple of games, then you can't play again for a while. 4 horsemen, for what they have now, would be my recommendation. All right, so I'm going to go ahead now and get ready to take my hourly break. We have 15 people in right now for this next Twitchy Tides game. You can join them by typing !play, !play in chat. Be about a 5-minute break. On the other side of that, we'll have Twitchy Tides. Winner gets a Warsaken foil prime card and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. We'll have more Meta Battler as we go into the night and beyond. Here on NashvilleLou Live. Stay tuned. Coming back from break, NashvilleLou Live. We have 19 people in at the moment for this next Twitchy Tides game. Let me take the overlay down. We're back from break. I'll type in exclamation point play. That'll get us to 21. Canvas, Bulk the Bear, Notorious Ninja, Welsh to NFT. Jungle Banana was talking earlier about Jungle Banana doing an impressive performance in that Week 2 TLM battle, trying to beat those Alien Worlds levels. We'll talk more about that when we get back to Meta Battler here in a few minutes. Right now, it's Twitchy Tides time. I tell you what, I don't know who would give an award out, but it's like somebody should give an award to Pop Paragon for the work that he has done with Twitchy Tides. It has been a unifying force in the world of wax gaming in the best of ways. It's been wonderful for people like me that love to stream here on Twitch and particularly utilize wax games on that chain. And then my own, the NashvilleLou collection, artwork, all sorts of interesting and creative and at times fascinating things that and that continue to come out from all sorts of people. The world is yours here. If you can figure it out and put it together, and it's doable, you can do it. All right, so we got 22 in. Misty Rios is in. All right. So for the winner, a Warsaken foil prime card and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. And it starts now. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. That's 5 a.m. Eastern. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. My NashvilleLou fish just got chomped up along with a lot of others. Debo in that top row down to 15. But why do people love Twitchy Tides? We see it's the variety of artwork. It's high quality. Pink Felicia coming through. This is going to do some serious damage to there, finally. And the flame from Misty Rios took out the opponent there. I like that the fish can sometimes fight back against the would-be perpetrators of things like shark attacks and jelly ray stings and cannonballs and the such. So down to 7. Who will be the winner of this Twitchy Tides game? We got Debo, the shark, coming down Broadway, chomping through those teeth. Taking out Jungle Banana as well. We're down to 3. Drumar, Canvas, and Lexi Lex, the final 3 in Twitchy Tides. Cannonball, bottom row takes out Canvas. We're down to 2. Lexi Lex and Drumar, the final 2. Pink Felicia up top. Lexi Lex with a dodge. Felicia will float on by, and for the moment, the last 2 in there remain the last 2 in there. Who's going to come out on top? Cannonball takes out Lexi. That'll do it. So congratulations, Drumar. Back-to-back victories here. Congrats. 2 in a row for Drumar, victorious in this Twitchy Tides game. Drumar, you can look forward to getting double prizes. Those will be sent out shortly after the conclusion of the broadcast. Those will come from my Fulfillments wallet. Remember, let's bring the slate back up. Remember, Tuesday and next week, Tides Tuesday returns. It was a huge success. My goodness, what a success it was. This past Tuesday. People are going to start wanting to get in. There'll be waiting lists. That's the quality of people that are lined up with it now. I'm very bullish about that. I very much appreciate getting to be involved and included in it. We're going to have some fun with that. We already have this past week. All right, so we're back open for the next Twitchy Tides game. If we get 25 or close to it by about half past the hour, we'll do like we did the last hour and have another one in there as well. People love Twitchy Tides, and there are people looking to play, and we'll have a little more frequency to it here. And look at that on screen there. You received a prize. I remember how I was pointing at this 4 Horsemen, how this is the one to target if you have limited time, you can play like 2 games tops, and you're gone for the rest of the day. Let's see. There's words and there's action. So I got the 2 wins in there. So if you received a prize. I love that they do that. Little things that they absolutely nail in this game in the best of ways. Love it, love it. Not only my results, I'm greedy. I show you everybody's information, but no, you look at mine. See, you only had 16 people in, so you're going to have 5 winners. You're not going to have any multiple of the same type. It's not like Lord Zuku could win multiple packs from that. They look at the full results, say, all right, well. So for the 2 people that got all 5 levels, they had the higher percentage chance. Great. I was fortunate. There was no guarantee. I mean, look, there's people that got 3 levels 1. They didn't get it. Hey, Welsh. Welsh is in there too. But you see, I mean, there's great transparency to this that most games aren't going to give you outside of this world in a way that you can prove demonstrably true. Those mobile games where they take your money, you don't actually own the things that you supposedly buy. You're not going to refund you. You're not going to be able to sell it without breaking terms of service. And there's a reason that there's been so much misinformation put out there about Web3. But for the people that get it, and more are, man, sky's the limit with it. So anyway, the point is, so I've got this Alien Hunter pack, and I won't open it on air. I'm going to save that for later. But I won 2 yesterday through these automated prize giveaways. You see right there. And both of those, they had 1 card in each of them, each case. It was a legendary. So I pulled 2 legendary cards out of these Alien Hunter packs. This is a limited event. This is week 3 of 4 of it. Anyway. But this, of course, a different tier, even though it's not the Alien World's tower, it's the 4 Horsemen tower, but still those prizes, those Alien Hunter prizes, are going to 5 an hour. And so, again, if you're able to play during the U.S. overnight, I think there's, in many cases, going to be advantages for you timing-wise. If it's of interest, it should be. I mean, it's high-quality art, and people will, I mean, the secondary market will be looking for it if you, for whatever reason, don't want it. But it gives you a boost in the games. If you've already played it, then why not? I've gone through it before with the, we get that boost from having various collections from the collaborators and other partners. You know, there are new people tuning in all the time, so I want to just presume people know what I'm talking about. But real fast here, we got the current season. When I talk about this multiplier, so I'm talking about 3.744 through the Meta Battler cards themselves, the featured collection, the collab going on right now with Alien World, so as long as that's happening, we get this boost here as well. The founding collections. I mean, I'll get between all 3 there, you got close to 300, if not more. And still plenty of room, and yet there are some limits to it. Collaborator here, I'm in second. Lud Maboko just way ahead. I mean, way ahead. So, I'm in second. For now, Faded Matsuda, I think, will pass me before too long. Particularly once Sensei Bullrog, if he streams this much at all, he'll get people. I mean, Sensei's tremendous. What a positive force in the Wax gaming community. Faded Matsuda's going to be great. Can't wait to see what happens long-term with that. Once it gets to the point where I know how to present it in a way that'll be compelling for a live stream, you can look forward to that. And the consumer break should be above me. Give it time. But I'm happy to be there. So it doesn't give me any sort of extra high reward rate. It's the same as if I was down at the bottom. But it gives me nice exposure for the NashvilleLou collection. It's exposure for me here with my live stream. What we have now is what I thought we would be at 2 years ago. I was overly optimistic on it happening, but thanks to games like Meta Battler, thanks to games like Twitchy Tides, it's finally coming together, and my goodness, we're having fun with it. At least I am. Already got 11 people in for this next Twitchy Tides game. Again, if we get 25 or close to it by bottom of the hour, then we'll have an additional one in there like we did in the last hour. All right, so you see there, okay, so 4 hours, 51 minutes, so it's a 5-hour window for each of these towers, and they are timed so they're 1 hour apart, so every hour goes through, and every hour you got 5 packs in total being given out. All right, so I guess the horrors would be the next one to go to. Now, I could continue to grind on the Alien World's tower, but I've already demonstrated how that works as far as this. We're in week 3 now with this leaderboard. Now they've changed it where those higher levels, if you win level 8, level 9, level 10, you're getting more points. You can't just go through level 1, win, quit. I thought about trying that. I thought, no, I don't think I would enjoy that. I also wanted to get those climb up to the top of the tower, you're getting more MVP. But for some people that were chasing the TLM, I think they'd perhaps use a different approach. Anyway, so that's why the points are already so much higher. It's like, you really are getting hardcore about it. When week 2, 1903 won it for the entire week. This one started on the 23rd, 1859 UTC. And already got, like, north of 2,500 for the top 2. And rewarding people that are able to win on those higher levels. And so, where was I last checked? Down here. There. Reminded of the radio. Top 40, top 50. Where's the Hot 100? Where's the big arrow pointing up? New ads in major markets. Alright, so we'll hold off on Alien Worlds for now. We'll go to the Horrors Season 1. This is a 13-level tower. Y'all getting lined up. 12. Yeah, I can count. 12. I haven't just read the number. I don't have to count. 12 people in right now for this next Twitchy Tides game. You can join the list with exclamation point play in chat. If we're close to having 25 players by bottom of the hour, we'll have that bonus one like we did in the last hour. All right, so level 1 taking on Mothman. And even though it's level 1, these are low numbers. Sometimes you catch bad luck as far as that fire beats ice beats water, which beats fire. If you're just guessing wrong every time, then there are occasions where you're going to bust it out in level 1 against an opponent you really shouldn't lose to. But luck of the draw does happen. Just like in Texas Hold'em poker, get a bad beat or whatever. Luckily, I think we had that earlier actually in the broadcast where I lost on level 1. Just got back in and started to climb once again. And if for some reason you really want to face that level 1 opponent again, you can pay a nominal amount, like 0.03 MVP. And when I say, that's not something you can take and swap out for wax or whatever. It's just the end game currency you have to level up your cards. And so a tiny bit of that to get a rematch, which if I lose in an early level that's not level 1, typically that's the approach, because it's not that much. There we go. So level 1, the Horror Series 1. Not much MVP, but only had 2 health points left. It was a tight fight there down to the end. That's the way it goes with that split sometimes. This will be a bit more straightforward. Half blue, half red. No white for the Brute. All right, now we've got Notorious Ninja, Drumar, Dave Ira, Canvas, Four Slayer, Zarvine, DeBoer, Viper Czar, Azile, Jamie Penguins, Lexi Lex, Going Tonto, Jungle Banano, Misty Rios, and open for more. By typing exclamation point play in chat, you can join them for the next Twitchy Tides game. And again, if we get to 25 or close to it by bottom of the hour, we'll have an additional one that we'll have. One of the one that'll be on the other side of my hourly break coming up later. Like, if I was trying to narrate this and tell you every matchup that's happening, I'd be speaking very fast. It would be, you only see your opponent's card for about a half second. Look at that. Yeah, it's gone. So it's tough to add much to it. But it's meant to be fast-paced. Now looking for the slow roll here. We got a tower to climb. 5 of them. Oh, come on. All those reds in a row, then I play a red, and it's a blue. There we go. All right. Not my most impressive victory, but I'll take it. This is Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Got 15 people in right now for this next Twitchy Tides game. Hey there, Chucky. Greetings and welcome. I was talking earlier about what a great success Tides Tuesday was earlier this week. Not just for me, but I was talking with what Welsh said yesterday or 2 days ago on Consumer Break Show. I had similar success as far as holding the audience through. And of course, Las Vegas 8 and others as well. And appreciate Tricky making room for me to have that hour there. I was able to raid into Dr. Doom. And we're going to do it again this time, 2 hours for me. And if somebody, I mean, just like Tricky was flexible with me, if there's a need for somebody to have an hour, we'll make it work one way or another. But the plan as of now, 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern, Tuesday night, Nashville time, U.S. time. Nice, I think convenient for my friends in Europe, but time zones are never really convenient when you're talking about a worldwide audience of people with these games that love these games around the world. It's not just North America and Europe. All over. Asia, Australia. I talk about Japan, the Foot Rollers tournament coming up on Saturday. There's all sorts of ideas that people have. Games that have been in development for a while. I mean, game development takes time. I understand that. And it gets frustrating when you know about something that's in the works and it takes a long time to happen, but that's life. It doesn't just say snap your fingers and it's ready. And with something that's as new as this technology is, you know, the development cycle hadn't been there all the way through yet for some of these games to really get up and going. Once that happens, again, at some point, the whole distinction between quote-unquote real games or regular games and Web3, it's all going to blur together. It already is to a degree. Level 4. So I can take Twitchy Tides and mix it with anything. As long as it doesn't make me motion sick, I can play it. All right, so half white cards here for The Everlasting, Level 4. This is Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. 15 people in right now for that next Twitchy Tides game. We're close to having about 25 in by bottom of the hour. Then we'll have that extra one in, along with the one after my hourly break that'll come near the end of the hour. All right. All right, so level 4, score 6. So again, next week, Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Tides Tuesday, NashvilleLou Live. We're going to have some fun. Level 5 here, half red, half white for Mr. Trickster. No blue. You see how it's very straightforward meta battle, and it's, if you can understand rock paper scissors, you can understand this game. And again, be able to use the stuff in my own collection that I want to. If I want to create something that would fit the dimensions well, that 500 by 600 pixels worked out pretty well with the Ace Purple that is something I came up with a couple of years ago, but it just happened to work out well. So I've gone with that, like with the NashvilleLou Live with the 6 logo list there. See, it's the same dimensions for Ace Purple, and I saw that, like, wow, that looks really good. I like the way that looks. That I didn't plan out, it just happened that way. All right, we'll let it ride with that. Hey there, Drishy. Hey there, Dan Asker. Greetings and welcome, everybody. NashvilleLou Live. Got 17 people in for this next Twitchy Tides game. We're close to about 25 people. All right, bottom of the hour. We'll run one then, like we did in the last hour. Otherwise, we'll just hold it for, and we'll have it after that hourly break regardless, but this will be a bonus one if we have enough people wanting to play by the time we hit bottom of the hour. Level 6, half red, half white, no blue. Here we go. In a case where your opponent doesn't have any of that particular element, like there's no water in there for my opponent, so it doesn't matter if I play a high or a lower number. It's either going to be a red or a white, it's a fire or an ice. And so I know that going in. A little different here because the red's going to beat a white every time. Fire beats ice. But if it's an ice card played, then this should beat it. But it wasn't. Easier with that fire when those are the cards you got. Doesn't always work out with the blue. Run into the white, water into the ice. Ice beats it. One more. There we go. So level 6 victory, score 4. Again, having that multiplier for that MVP, you can see game after game it stacks up, and then you can use it. And we'll do that a little bit later as far as leveling up a card or two. Level 7. Jen. Even split as far as the 3 elements go. Water, fire, and ice. This is Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Up to 19 people. Hey there, SDME123. To 19 in for this next Twitchy Tides game. Getting close to that mark. Get close to 25 by bottom of the hour. And we'll have that bonus Twitchy Tides game. If not, we'll hold it for after the break. Near the top of the hour. Sometimes you get the breaks on those. I try to remember that when the opposite happens, which is like every time you zig, they zag. Level 8. Well, it's a water gremlin, so that's a troubling sight. Yeah, let's get to it. So the water gonna lose to ice. It's gonna beat fire. I'm looking for those white cards. Ice. The blue, high numbers. Red doesn't help me. There we go. Flawless victory on level 8. Now this is where you really can see that multiplier come into play. 5.391 MVP. Now it was a flawless victory on level 8. Cut a lot of breaks. You'll have that or not have that. That is part of the game. But that having that big multiplier on there, this adds up. And yet again, there are checks and balances so it doesn't get out of control. So people can't just abuse the system. It's non-custodial, so like I was talking about with Welsh earlier about custodial versus, in other words, you still have possession of it, still in your wax wallet versus what they call custodial. You're giving it over to somebody to hold on to. Sometimes that works out, and then sometimes Not as much. Level 9 for the insect. All 3 colors less of the red than the other 2. Well, thank you, Jungle Banana. I appreciate that. You did a really impressive job there in that week 2. That TLM, where I think it was 3rd you're in. Wow. That takes some time and effort. But I appreciate you listening while you're playing. So good luck in your game. We got 21 in for Twitchy Tides right now. I'll get in as well before, so that gets to 22. So we're close. If you like Twitchy Tides, Tuesday next week, 10 p.m. Eastern. Tides Tuesday, NashvilleLou Live. We're going to have some real fun with that. Going to give the Aquarium Royale debut on my stream, at least. I've seen it on others. Those Battle Bulls and chance for players to win Aqua. So it's, again, the evolution, the expansion, the growth of Twitchy Tides, which is wonderful. Just like with Meta Battler, adding more stuff, new towers. When we get PvP, it's going to really be something. There's level 9, score 5, but even though it was only 5, still pretty healthy on the MVP. That multiplier helping again. Level 10, Creepo the Clown. A little bit of red, a lot of white, no blue. Head on a stick. Creepo. We got 22 in for Twitchy Tides. Me being at 23, but it real close. Bottom of the hour. Twitchy Tides game. Trying to get to 25 by then. Like, what's happening here is unusual. It's for me to, with no notice, I mean, except the exception of what I posted on X, Twitter, whatever. Not any sort of promotion for this tonight, and yet people are showing up for it because they love Twitchy Tides. That game is such a draw. And it was really eye-opening to me on Tuesday. I knew it was strong, but I've never seen an audience held over like that that wasn't like some sort of sports game that went to overtime. I'm talking like television. You know, like a CBS affiliate in Tampa looking over, I mean, just reams of information. Now, you can easily drown in data just trying to make sense of some of that, but point is, 11 p.m. to midnight Eastern is not a normal time to sustain, especially for people that might not ever know me or hadn't known me until the raid happened from Tricky. But the game is a draw. So we got 24 in there. I'll be in at 25, so we'll be at 25 by bottom of the hour, so we'll do this, I don't really know, it's not like a bonus. I guess it is. It'll be Twitchy Tides. I'll work on the branding later. One more to win the round. Beat this Creepo Clown. There we go. All right, level 10 of the Horrors, Series 1, score 3. Even that lower score, it's a high enough level. And with that multiplier, like without that multiplier, you're talking less than 1. Half goes to my wallet, the other half infused into the cards that won. Will be in the given rounds here. Level 11. Half blue, half red for the monster. Exclamation point play to get in for the next Twitchy Tides game. I think we'll get to that after this round of Meta Battler win or lose. That'll put us close to the bottom of the hour. We're more than 2.5 hours in, and it doesn't feel like it at all. Time flies with this. At least for me. Tie the round, 83 against an 83. Oof. Tough one here. There we go. Crosswalk to nowhere, keeping me in it. 84 BC 83. Last one. No, 83, 79, 74, 89. So higher numbers, but it's winnable, but I don't think it's... I got 10 levels in on the horse. I'm usually pretty happy with that. Sometimes you can go all the way with it, but put the concede button there. All right, so now, promised. Didn't promise a slate, but promised. Twitchy Tides. We got 24 in. I'm going to get in as well with exclamation point play. Last chance, very much last chance for this. Although if you miss out, we'll have another one coming up here in just a bit. So we have 25 players in for the winner. It'll be a Warsaken foil prime card and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. Been talking about here, give you a boost in Meta Battler. Probably wait just an extra beat or two, because sometimes people, you know how it is with streaming, somebody may have a delay. I hate for somebody to hear last call and they try to get in and there's no way to do it because the host got impatient. I don't want to be that impatient host. Although at the same point, that's always that conflict in my head from years and years of TV news consultants saying, keep the pace going, keep it going, story count, 20-second stories, all that. Pacing, 25 players. It begins now. Good luck. This is Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. We'll have more Meta Battler here in just a bit. I'm out along with a lot of others as Debo the Shark working lower mid. We started with 25, already down to 17. Pink Felicia. This time it's upper mid getting attacked. Widespread just cutting through there. My goodness, we're down to 5. Who'll be the winner of this Twitchy Tides game? Debo the Shark takes out Hackers. And that's it, so we're down to 4. Jericho 1903, Jungle Banano, Drumar, and Unmata, the final 4. Depth charge. Tough break there for Unmata. We're down to 3. Debo the Shark. Topside. Drumar managed to get by. Jericho eliminated. We're down to 2. Jungle Banano and Drumar, the final 2 in this Twitchy Tides game here on NashvilleLou Live. Depth charge. That's going to do it. Congratulations. Drumar, 3 in a row. This may be the first time that somebody's won 3 in a row here on NashvilleLou Live and Twitchy Tides. Congratulations. All right, so my notes reflect. All right. Slate back up for just a moment. And Tuesday next week, 10 p.m. Eastern start time. NashvilleLou Live Tides Tuesday. For me, it'll be the debut of the Aquarium Royale. Looking forward to that. It's as much fun as this past Tuesday was. We're going to have a blast. You won't want to miss it. Tides Tuesday. That's coming up. So right now we're back open for the next Twitchy Tides game. You can join the list. Exclamation point play in chat. Get you in for Twitchy Tides. All right, so here we are. A couple of the shorter towers here. Hall of Heroes and 4 Horsemen. I could go back through Alien Worlds and try to win that 10th level, but I think my time is better spent going after these shorter towers here. Again, unlike how it is trying to get those individual levels 1 to get those alien hunter packs, that collaboration between Alien Worlds and Meta Battler. There's not a limit as far as how many, if you lose, you can just start back again on that tower and keep on trying to get those victories, the overall wins on that Alien Worlds tower, trying to get that sweet, sweet TLM, the currency from Alien Worlds. And if you don't play Alien Worlds, if you do, please mine at Neary 3616, at least sometime. That's my land there. Got that 3.5 years ago. Specifically the idea of promoting it here. The fact I get to do that finally now. A long time coming. Glad to have it. So if you play Alien Worlds, please mine at Neary 3616. If you don't, TLM is still something you can use to get wax. You can swap it out. You get some more Meta Battler cards. Maybe get some more Twitchy Tides cards. Level 1. This is the Hall of Heroes tower. So a short tower here. We've got 7 people in right now for the next Twitchy Tides game. Make that 8. Hey there, Flantality. There we go. So level 1 complete. Not much MVP. Score 6. Hall of Heroes is not where you're going to load up on your MVP. These shorter towers, that's not as much the point. A demented ventriloquist there. Killer Kaiser. Mostly, or not mostly, bulk red, but some blue, some white here. Again, you have to pay attention to that before you get into it, because you notice now it doesn't tell you the split. And so that's just part of the game. Got to pay attention to it. Meanwhile, don't get distracted by the background there. Stay out of that cage. I don't think anything pleasant's going to happen to somebody in that cage. I don't think you go in there because you want to. This is Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Got 9 people in right now for the next Twitchy Tides game. Join that list by typing !play in chat. And you can design whatever you want on the wax chain and then use that in game in Meta Battler. Like I just created this earlier today or yesterday or less than 24 hours ago. We put this together. That NashvilleLou Live. I mean, it's world is yours. Only one left to knock off Killer Kaiser. There we go. Level 3. More than half blue here for Terror Toad. Red, some white. Thanks, Plantality. I've been playing a lot with some of these cards, and this one is brand new, but there are a couple of those Alien Worlds packs that I opened. I've been using them in-game, several of the packs, just the fun of using packs as cards. But by doing that, I was able to harvest the MVP that I'd earned from playing with those packs and use that to boost up this new NashvilleLou Live promo image. Playing Meta Battler here on NashvilleLou Live. Another Twitchy Tides game coming up. We got 12 people in already. Join the group! !play in chat. If you're watching on Kick, thank you for watching. Happy to have you all watching along as well. Though you can't chat over on Kick the way I have it, and you can't play Twitchy Tides there. So if you want to participate, you can do so here on Twitch. But if you're enjoying watching on Kick, glad to have you watching. People do watch me there. It's good to have options. All right, so not the best for me there as far as these are cards in the 50 and 60 range, so clear decision here. You go with that 0.04 to continue, and we'll rematch it. Level 3. Try again against Terror Toad. Oh, congrats, Jungle Banana. We got an Alien World Tower victory. It can be tough to beat that tower. That's pretty good timing, too. I think it's another like 20 minutes, and then I think top of the hour, that's the next one up, if I'm not mistaken. $62 beat the $61 there. That'll do it. So I had the rematch with that 0.03 MVP fee that they charged, and ended up my reward 0.921, so it worked out. Okay, it's a short tower here. Level 4. Even split. Oh, 77 lost to a 78. Not going well for me here. Sometimes it depends on the cards you draw. Your higher cards are bottom of the stack over there. Good luck to you. One more. Got it. All right, so level 4 complete. And it's not the MVP that matters here. It's getting that additional tower level win. Putting yourself in position. Best odds of potentially getting an Alien Hunter pack, and they're giving out 5 per hour. It's a collaboration between Metabattler and Alien Worlds. And if you play Alien Worlds, please mine at Neary 3616. My land there, Tree Forest. At least sometimes, please. Really appreciate it. Got 15 people in our... People love Twitchy Tides. I told y'all. Yeah, actions over words. You can see it for yourself around the clock. People are looking to play Twitchy Tides. And we'll have another Twitchy Tides game coming up here in a bit. Can't get too high or too low with any one particular game here in Metabattler. And these are beatable cards here. The 89 is not easy. The 93 is not easy, but it's beatable. So I'm going to try again. Maybe get a better draw this time. A little blue, a little red, more than half white. The Killer Devbot. It's Metabattler here on NashvilleLou Live. 16 people in now. That next Twitchy Tides game. Yeah, those sweet packs, says Jungle Banana, that's for sure. It's such a smart thing to reward and incentivize people to play on not just a daily basis, but even an hourly basis, as much as it makes sense to. If the game Brawlers would have done that 2 years ago, be in a much better spot now. But they didn't, so we got other games to play. Like Metabattler and Twitchy Tides coming up. 89 loses to a 93. My ice card's at. $89, $90, $93. I'm going to concede here. So, made it 4 of the 5 levels up in Hall of Heroes. We'll see how that turns out. The 4 Horsemen. This is Meta Battler, NashvilleLou Live. I'll have another Twitchy Tides game coming up. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. Very red background here. A lot of fire there for this level 1 opponent. By a lot of fire, I mean it's an all-fire deck. Alright, so a flawless victory there, round 1, or level 1 of the 4 Horsemen Tower. But again, at this point it gets tricky. Level 3, again, 104. I usually don't even bother. I've been able to beat that 3rd level before with this even deck. But it's because, typically when that's happened, it's been because I caught considerable breaks. Man, I'm not catching the breaks here. We'll try that again. Continue. We have 17 people in for this next Twitchy Tides game. You can get in as well by typing !play in chat. We're going to make plans Tuesday of next week, 10 p.m. Eastern. If you can be here, be here. Plan to have 2 hours. Tides Tuesday, Twitchy Tides. I'll have the debut for me of the Aquarium Royale. That should be a lot of fun. And a lot of streaming between now and then as well. That's something that I can promote, look forward to coming up Tuesday next week. And I'll be just one part of it. It's an all-day event with a bunch of different streamers. Should be a blast. But my part starts 10 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, NashvilleLou Live. Tied. 71-71. One more. There we go. The level 2 score bait. On to level 3. But here's level 3. 104 for this all-white deck for the Reaper. I mean, maybe I'll catch a break here. We'll see. But you always hit this. Well, you can't see. There's a red X over here you can hit if you want to get out of the game. See, 114. I know it's an all-white deck there. But I basically would have to get all my reds, because I'm not going to beat one of those heads up in all likelihood. Maybe I catch a break. Maybe I would. But I don't know. I mean, 114. I mean, ace purple, if they're throwing out a lower card, here would be the time to catch it. And it was 106, so you see. Might as well throw out the 62. Throw some Steel Justice at it, not going to matter. All right, that'll do it. So I'll go ahead and concede there, but again, now I'm at that spot where I've got 2 of the levels filled. When you look at these automated prize giveaways, I won 2 in that prior time. I only had 16 total players even got in. And as a result, I ended up getting one of those Alien Hunter packs we were talking about. So I'm going to give it the 2, and again, you can try and chip your way up to that 3rd. Maybe you get it. You can use some real advanced techniques, get all 5 levels, but there's no guarantee you'll win it. Although a pretty good percentage there. But it also matters how many other players are in. The way it works. Again, that incentivizes people to keep playing. That is so important. So 9 minutes until top of the hour with Alien Worlds, and it will reset as far as the unique levels. Another chance for people to start trying to climb up and then have a chance to get packs from there. But again, with that, you're looking more for this TLM. Talking about Jungle Banana, we talked about you before. 3rd place for week 2. I was down number 32. My 325, a lot less than your 1685. Advantage you. Of course, different now week 3 because now it's weighted where it's more points the higher the tower is that you beat. The higher the level, I should say. So these points are inflation. And it's a week-long cumulative thing. So here I've got 192. That for now has me in 38th place. For now. That won't last. As far as that number keeping me there. Alright, so let's bring the slate up. We got 20 people in for this next Twitchy Tides game. Let's take my hourly break now. On the other side of it, it's Twitchy Tides. Got 20 in. I'll get in as well, so I have at least 21. Room for more? You can join. Exclamation point play and chat get you in for Twitchy Tides. Back on the other side of this break. NashvilleLou live. Stay tuned. coming back from break, NashvilleLou Live. Take this side overlay down since we're back from commercials / break. I'll get in as well to this next Twitchy Tides game with exclamation point play. That gets us to 27. Last chance to get in with exclamation mark play in chat. The winner of this Twitchy Tides game prize will be a Warsaken foil prime card and an item from the NashvilleLou collection that'll give you a boost. Meta Battler. I'm playing that here. Having a blast with Meta Battler. Twitchy Tides. Game that people love to play around the clock. There's demand for it. Really something. And it's exciting to see things that I thought maybe 2, even 3 years ago that we'd get there someday with it, and hopefully sooner as opposed to later, and it's taken some time to get to this point. But I tell you, I'm very enthusiastic and encouraged about the possibilities as far as things long-term with Wax, games, and live streaming on Twitch. 100% my wheelhouse. I'm going to make it work one way or another, best I can. All right, so we got, let's see, pull this back up. Here we go, 27 in for this Twitchy Tides game. Let's get to it. Good luck. This is Twitchy Tides. You're on NashvilleLou Live. We passed 6 a.m. Eastern. Got Painful Asia just tearing through. Bottom mid, we're down to 11 players left. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. This is Twitchy Tides. Tides Tuesday coming up next week. Debo the Shark taken out by that super spin there from Going Tonto. Not before damage done, we're down to 9. Cannonball. Low side, I'm out. We're down to 8. Cannonball up top. Welsh NFT eliminated. We're down to 7. Tides Tuesday. Coming up Tuesday next week, 10 p.m. Eastern. You'll want to be here for it. NashvilleLou Live, where I have 2 hours slated. It should be a fun show. Bull got taken out the very end there. Painful Asia, cruel. Stinger on the way out. We're down to 3. Viper Czar, Going Tonto, and Chucky. Final 3. Going Tonto, taking out Big Worm. Pink Felicia in that bottom half eliminates Viper Czar. We're down to 2. Going Tonto and Chucky, the final 2. There's Debo with the teeth taking out Chucky. So congratulations, Going Tonto, victorious in this Twitchy Tides game. I like the way you can see the fish in the background there. Going Tonto victorious. Taking a victory lap there. It's like if at a NASCAR race, they got the results on screen in the background. You see the car zipping around. All right, so congrats. Going Tonto victorious in this Twitchy Tides game. All right, Optic Red Rum is live with Twitchy Tides. So I look forward to seeing what this is going to entail. We'll get there in just a second with a raid. So please come along with the raid. We'll keep the fun going with Twitchy Tides in just a moment. But first, a sig out for a cut point for VOD. That's going to do it for this broadcast of NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. Thanks for watching. See you next time.